So I am extremely excited to be the one to announce this, but guys, S Plus is getting a major update this weekend, and I'm so excited to announce this because this is like my dream come true. Obviously, the S Plus mod dev last summer announced that he was not going to be working on S Plus anymore, that it was finished development, and he made it open source. People made their own versions. Obviously, the most popular one is Superstructures, which a lot of people switched over to recently. We're going to talk a little bit about if you want to switch back from Superstructures to S+, you'll definitely want to hear this like specific piece of information. I'll probably mention it towards the end of the video. Maybe there's a timestamp on the screen right now. But anyway, yeah, he's decided to come back, and we have a brand new update. There's quite a lot of things to show off, quite a few changes as well. So you guys will definitely want to watch this video if you run S+ on your server and you want to understand it all. I will leave the patch notes and everything down below if you want to see all that stuff. And yeah, go ahead and hit the like button if you find yourself enjoying this video. And we're going to get into it. So first of all, we're going to talk about this awesome change that I'm super happy about. You may already notice the change right now. But where are the vanilla engrams? Well, the S Plus mod now can replace the vanilla engrams completely. So basically, before you would have, like, say, the Thatch Foundation, you'd have the vanilla one, and then you'd also have the S Plus one. Now it only shows the S Plus one. There is a command line to actually basically like show both versions if you want that, but this takes away quite a lot of the clutter, and there is also a way to switch the S Plus versions back to vanilla anyway if you want to. So yeah, I'm really happy about that. Another thing to show off, and I believe it's further down here. Where exactly is it? I think it's down here. Oh yeah, it's 69, perfect. So right here, as you can see, the S Plus tech engrams are now in the regular leveling up screen. So obviously in your engram list now, if you get to level 69, you will unlock the S Plus replicator. And obviously you can see everything here. Like, I'm just gonna quickly scroll through it all. You can see everything is just there. It goes right up to level 105 as well. So then right at 105 we unlock these things. This used to be at 100 actually. Yeah, then right down here at level 135, these things aren't new or anything. They were already there, so that's cool. We also have all the other engrams down here as normal, of course, and a couple new things that we'll talk about in a little bit. So that's pretty exciting. Another thing to note is that anything that is S+, look at my hotbar, it will have a little S+ symbol beside it. That's very common in mods, that they would actually have a little symbol or like maybe the name of the mod in the actual engram picture, which is cool. So obviously you can tell the difference between the S+ version and the vanilla version if you have both. So that's awesome. Now, let's get on to a couple things here. So first of all, if you guys remember all of the guns, like the demo gun and everything, basically all of those are gone, and some of them are combined into this gun here, and then the other ones are in here. So we're gonna go through that. So first of all, we've got the multi-tool. Let me actually go back. So this is what you're gonna get when you craft one or pull it out. It's gonna obviously give you this whole info screen if you want by just hitting left click, and then basically what you can do is you can hit R to scroll, basically, I guess, right, and then left control will bring you back left. So you can kind of go through and then switch back if you want to by using these two buttons. So first of all, we've got the structure gun. Pretty simple, pickup mode. Obviously, everybody knows what that is. And then if you hit right click, it will switch its mode to like demo mode, and then we've got convert, which this is actually, I don't seem to be able to get this to work. I don't know why. Maybe it's something wrong with what I'm doing. I don't exactly know, but it's supposed to convert the S Plus to vanilla structures, and then, you know, back and forth or whatever. And then if we switch to the next mode, we've got model mode, which is the exact same as the model selector that we had before. I'm not going to go through all that. We've got glass mode, which is the transparency gun from before. We've got the turret mode, again, turret settings. This one here is basically to show and hide wires or pipes. Then we've got the dino gun. So we have a couple different modes on this one here. So we've got mating, so you can enable mating by just obviously shooting this at one of your dinos. And then we can switch that to a whistle mode. I think this just whistles them follow, maybe. And then we've got, oh wait, no, that's following. I'm not sure what that previous one is, to be honest. And then we've got wandering. So obviously it turns them to wandering. I don't know what creeping is. I'm gonna find out what all this stuff means. And then kill. So obviously this is the euthanasia gun from before. And then spay as well. And then back to mating. So we're gonna switch to the next mode. We've got the remote mode, which is, I do believe, oh my god, I can't remember what that did, but it does something. You can figure it out. Oh yeah, no, that changed the settings on doors and gates and stuff. Yeah, that's what it was. All right. So then we switch to the next gun. We got the repair gun, pretty straightforward. If you have all the materials in your inventory to repair a structure, you can shoot at it and repair it completely. Let's switch to the next one, light settings. So if you have like lights, you know, all these things were guns before, so you can probably go through them all and figure them all out. That one's there is to figure out or to change like the different pillar settings for the dynamic pillars. And then we had the vacuum one for the underwater vacuum thingies. My God, there's so much stuff there. Anyway, now let's go to the next tool. So this is the Omni tool. So it's gonna actually be a lot better because you're only gonna need 2 of these tools on you at once. So that's awesome. But actually, you know what? Let me show you. So if I was to switch to structures and then put that away, it's always going to say structure down there because that's the mode I left it on. And if I switch it to, I don't know, let's just switch it to that and then put it away, it's still going to be my church gun. So you could have multiple of these on you at once if you want to. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, let's switch over to the Omni tool. Let's go through the different modes. So obviously right here you can see it's got a bunch of information about everything. Let's switch to basic transfer. So this is exact same from before. You can like pull using right click and then transfer using a left click. So I just pulled a bunch of the element and put it into there. Let's put that back. So let's switch to the next mode. We've got the advanced transfer, which used to be called the transfer tool. And then obviously this is all works the exact same. We've got the next mode, which is inventory assist, which pulls like a bunch of things out of your inventory. You can do a bunch of stuff with that. And then we've got dedicated storage, which this is actually new. It's going to send specific items from your inventory to dedicated storage, which by the way, in S Plus, it now costs the exact same as the vanilla one. So before, obviously, dedicated storage was original to S Plus. Like all of the crafting requirements on it were very, very strange. They had like ammonite bile and I think leech blood and different things like that. So that's all changed now. It looks the exact same as the vanilla one, which is cool. So that's awesome. But you can use this tool right here to send those materials into your dedicated storage boxes if you have them. And then let's switch to the next one. We've got teleport. So obviously this replaces the teleportation tool, which you can use to what it used to be called personal teleporter. That's what it was, which you can use obviously to teleport back to your base or around to other teleporters that you have. And then we've got scanner. Now this one lines up with this. So let's talk about all of my giant transmitter mess over here. So the transmitter in S Plus had a cool feature called Dino Scan. Now this feature has been completely reworked. As you can see right there, I'm gonna need at least 2 transmitters to have that feature. So, and also, by the way, transmitters now, I think, actually require the power of generators, right? Let me go through them all and just deactivate them all. And then you can see right here, they're unpowered, so they turned off. So I'm going to turn that back on. Those 2 turned back on. Sweet. So now in the Dino Scan, and by the way, this isn't really going to be able to work the exact same way that it would on a server. Obviously, on single player, there's a thing called hibernation, which means that the creatures are on the map. They're just in stasis, and they're kind of like not loaded in. So I can't show all of these features properly, but I will talk about them either way. So anyway, the Dino Scan now requires at minimum 2 transmitters in the same area to actually activate. And as you can see right here, we go right up to 5. So if we have 3 transmitters, we're going to get coordinates. So let's go ahead and do that. You can see now we have rough coordinates of where they are. Let's go up to 4 transmitters. Now we're going to have a map. So let's show you right there. You can see like a little square on the map where it roughly is. To be honest, I'm not sure why the map and the coordinates are like, why is the map not number 3 and the coordinates are number 4? I don't know, because surely the coordinates are handier than the map. Anyway, whatever. And then right up at number 5. Now this is kind of OP. Number 5 will give you a stat and gender display. So obviously it's not going to work because I'm on single player, like I said, but it will show you their gender and their stat layout, which is super OP. So you're going to know their level, their location, their gender, and their stats. So basically, if you want to, you could just find whatever creature you want with the best stats and go ahead and tame it. Personally, I don't think I'm going to really use that too much, but I guess it is quite an investment to actually get up to this stage. And now we should talk about something else here, because obviously with this, we had one more mode called scan. Well, you can actually use this tool to remote scan. So right here, as you can see, I have, wait, let me go back really quick. Let me show you. So we've got transmitter count right here. We have transmitter power. So currently what we have is we have 1 generator powering all these. We got to turn on another one so we can have 6 power, because technically it's going to bring us up to 10. So let's go ahead and go up to 10, and now we have this unlocked. So now it's going to show us our coordinates of those creatures. And basically, you know, straightforward, go right up to 20. We get all of the things that we need. It's going to show us pretty much everything that we need to know, pretty much everything that you can see on the transmitter itself. So basically, you could just have all these at your base or whatever and use this tool wherever you are on the map. That is really awesome, actually. I really like that feature. So that is the last mode of the Omni tool, I do believe. Yeah, there we go. So we're going to switch out of that, and we're going to move on to something else. It's also worth mentioning that there's a bunch of configs for all this stuff. I'll leave the link to the patch notes down below, and it basically says all the configs if you want to change things to be a specific way or whatever. So it's also really worth mentioning that the S Plus green ring from the trough is completely gone. Obviously, this is a new feature on vanilla trough, so you can show and hide the visibility range, but that completely messed up the S Plus one. It always had a green ring. You couldn't get rid of it, and it wasn't even accurate to the actual range of it, because that right there is the actual range of this trough. And yeah, it's completely gone now, as you can see, so that is fixed. That is one of the main reasons why people actually switched over to superstructures in the first place. So I'm happy that that got fixed. So there is a brand new feature where you can make structures look like lower tiers of themselves. So if I want, I could go to a stone structure and go ahead and hit this, and I can make it look like wood, thatch, or adobe, and it's going to look flawlessly like that structure. It physically is still a stone foundation or wall or whatever you have, but it just looks like the previous version. Now, you may be thinking, what's the use of this? Well, if you build like a house and you want to use a thatch roof, but you don't want the thatch to get damaged super easily, because like thatch can be broken by pretty much anything. You can go ahead and just use the stone structures or metal or tech if you really wanted to, and just have them look like a previous tier. So now I can make tech look like whatever I want. So if I wanted to, I could go ahead and maybe just make like a little tech hut somewhere and make it look like thatch and make myself look like a beach bob or whatever. I don't know. I think that's a pretty cool feature, especially for builders. Another cool feature for builders is this right here. If I place a wall, I'm not going to hit 0 again. It's on my hotbar on 0. It automatically queues up another one for me without me having to do anything, which is very, very awesome. Now, it's not as fast as I'm able to do that myself, so I don't know if I'm going to completely use this all the time, but I think it is pretty cool. This also would be super handy if you had things in your inventory that you wanted to place a bunch of, but you didn't want to put it onto your hotbar. So right there, I selected the foundation. As you can see, I'm able to place a bunch of them without having to constantly go back in there. So very, very useful. One thing that I really quickly want to mention is the S Plus version of the Tech ATV. Do not make any of these because they are actually going to be completely removed from S Plus. As you can see, it's not even here anymore. So if you've already made one, I don't believe that you can pick it back up. I don't think that you can. So unfortunately, it's just going to get deleted. So I don't know if there's a way to grind it or whatever. But yeah, it's just going to get deleted, unfortunately. So I guess prepare yourself emotionally for that. So this one is a super minor change, but you can now hide intake pipes. Couldn't do that before. Pretty happy about that one. Oh, apparently you can also do this while going into this menu right here. I actually didn't even notice that. So there's been a pretty major change to S Plus structures. By default, they are no longer pick-upable. Now, I realize a lot of people are probably wondering, why? Well, basically, in vanilla, they now have a server setting where you can allow structures to be pick-upable. So you can set those on your server anyway. So what he's done is he's just kind of done away with his version and allowed that vanilla version to become the official version. So yeah, it's no longer in the mod by default, but you can easily turn it on. I'll probably put it on the screen right now so you can see. This also actually overrides... Here, let me switch to... the frickin' gun. Let me get there. There we go. Sweet. This also overrides the demo gun, so you can now no longer pick up these structures. So if I did turn on that setting, I could easily pick up all these as normal, or just walk up to them and do it that way. If I was to look at a cryopod and it was on the top of my inventory there, the box at the top showing its name and everything like that would be like under all the S Plus overlay things. Like this stuff would be over that, basically blocking it so you can't see it at all. Now, obviously that's being fixed right here, so that's really awesome. I'm sure most people found that super annoying because I definitely did. So there is now an ocean platform in S+. There's the metal, there's the wood, though they are the exact same size, and they're also a lot smaller than the regular ones. Now, bear with me because it actually, even though they're smaller, they're actually a lot more versatile and a lot better, to be honest. So first of all, the hole in the center of this one right here, and actually all of them, is 6x6. The whole thing is 10x10. Whereas this one right here is 8x8 in the hole, and then 14x14, and then the metal one is 20x20 as the whole thing, and then the hole in this one is 14x14. So basically, you can fit a wood one into the metal one. But this is one of the S Plus platforms on the inside of a metal one. So you can see there's a huge difference. Now, let me show you why this is okay, because we can't do anything with the metal one. If I go near it, look at this. So obviously that's the bug. I'll have to mention that to him so he can get that one fixed. But if we use the model selector or just go up to it manually, we can actually, let me see, there we go. We can actually change the sides. Now, it's not just visual, it actually completely removes them. So if I want to, I could make like a long bridge just using these, like going straight across if I want, or I could do something along kind of these lines here. Let me figure it out. Wait, 3 sides. Yeah, there we go. So we'll switch that one to that, and then we'll switch that one to this. So right there, look, it's 2 platforms together, and I've made just a giant, like, body of water in the center of them, which is awesome. They also don't have ladders on them anymore, but you can snap a lot of things to them, and they also actually sit just slightly lower in the water than the other ones. So you can see there's just oh my god, you can't really see because of the spam, but there's like a little bit of a difference between them right there. So that is super awesome. Lots of snap points. You can actually build above and below them. It's really amazing. So yeah, that's just a really amazing change, actually. I really like this. I can't remember if I mentioned, but they also do snap together. Unfortunately, I don't seem to be able to snap any around here because I think the water's not deep enough or whatever, but let's do it over here really quick. And we got 1, and we got 2. There we go. We can add another one there. Oh my god, I think I almost forgot to mention the best part. You can attach the S Plus vacuum compartments to these as well. So if you want, you could just have like a full-on underwater base. So for a long time, S Plus has had a sister mod called Platforms Plus, and it's a really great mod. It adds in different variations of actual platforms, and it just kind of like makes them a little bit better. It adds different snap points. You can actually get wedges, so you can get like different like pieces of the platform. You don't even need to have the full platform, and you don't need to have them on trees as well. It's great. But all these structures have now been added to S Plus, so this is really awesome news. But I do have to state one thing: if you are currently running Platforms Plus on your server, please, for the love of everything, do not remove that mod when you update, because if you do that, you're going to lose everybody's structures that are using that mod. It's not like a clean switch over or anything at all, so you're going to lose all that stuff. So definitely don't do that. But yeah, so it's really awesome just having all these things in S Plus now. It just means that you'll have to have less mods on your list, and obviously in future, if you like if you generally would be using Platforms Plus, just don't add it to your future servers. It's pretty straightforward. So yeah, really awesome change. I love this. I love the addition of all these platforms. It just makes it a little bit easier. And I think he's taken away, there used to be a specific crafting table that you needed. So obviously all this stuff is just available through the regular S Plus crafting station. So yeah, that's just amazing. So I think that pretty much sums up everything that is in this update currently. I do know that he's going to be adding a version of an S Plus cryo fridge, and that's going to be great. There's probably going to be a few other tiny changes and stuff like that, but a lot of this update is actually just back-end stuff. He's basically just refined the whole mod in the dev kit, made it a little bit smoother and everything, so the whole mod in general is going to be a lot better to run, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you plan on switching back from superstructures to S Plus, please listen to this, because this is super important. So first of all, do a backup of your server. It's super easy to do on sites like Gportal, but if you do it on single player, I'm sure you can Google that. So first of all, do that. Secondly, go into your server, pick up every single superstructures cryo fridge if you have used them. Pick them all up, take out all the creatures, because that item will completely just disappear if you switch back. So if you have your creatures in there, you'll likely lose them all. So definitely do that first. I'd recommend even just grinding it, because it's not going to be, it's not going to switch back to a vanilla version or anything. It's just going to get full on deleted. So definitely grind it up, and then you can safely switch back. I don't believe that there's really anything else in superstructures. Oh, there is like a shield post thing. If you've used those are not in S Plus at all, so you'll need to grind those up because they'll just get deleted as well. But besides that, I don't think that there's actually anything new in superstructures. So yeah, you can just safely switch back as long as you follow those steps right there, and it's super easy to do. Just turn off your server, or single player, I guess, just exit out of your single player, put in S Plus, remove superstructures, and then just load it up, and it should work fine. If there's anything wrong, go back to your backup and maybe try again or something. But yeah, guys, that is all of the S Plus additions that are coming this weekend. Check out the update, and if you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you want to see more like this, of course, go ahead and subscribe as well. Thank you very much to Orionson for the actual early access to this update. It was awesome to be able to show all this stuff off first, and yeah, that's it. I'll catch you in the next one.